Board Member Bernstein?
Here.
Board Member Higley?
Here.
Board Member Malloy?
Here.
Board Member Storms? Here. Supervisor Daley?
Here.
Special meeting notice, August 4th, 2014, 6 p.m. Pursuant to Resolution 9514, we will convene a special meeting 1 hour prior to next month's regular meeting, which will be held on August 4th, 2014, at 6 p.m. Purpose of which is to discuss with representatives from the USPS the future of the Big Indian and Highmount post offices.
So know that this meeting tonight is more for the U.S. Postal Service and for residents to make it a convenience to them to convene both these meetings at the same time. We as a board want to hear all your comments, but really your comments should be attributed to the U.S. Postal Service representatives that are here tonight. We will probably entertain a motion at our town board meeting to support what the residents would like to see done. With that, I will turn it over to our representative from the USPS.
Good evening.
Hi.
My name is Neil Fitzpatrick, and I'm representing the U.S. Postal Service. I'm a manager of post office operations. I work for the Westchester District, of which the town of Shandaken and the post offices involved are one. And tonight we had to discuss the what they call post plan. Everybody in the room got a survey. If you didn't get one, you can get one, but everybody got a survey? Raise your hands quick. Okay, so the majority of people got a survey. When I heard some of the comments and I saw the notice downstairs, we're talking about the future of the post office involved. Let's just say the future is bright. Okay, it's different, but it's bright. Okay. First of all, we take off the table. No one is closing any post offices up here. Okay, which is a little bit of a jump from where we were probably 2 years ago. We were discussing post offices closing. I don't know if I did any meetings in this area, but I did meetings in different areas of Westchester where we were actually talking about closing post offices. And we met with community groups such as yourself. And those meetings, I would say, I don't know how to describe them. They were a little anxious. They were very vocal. There were times I leave my car running just in case I had to get out of there in a hurry. So they were tricky. So as a result of those meetings here, not only here, but across the country, the post office went before Congress with a money-saving plan that would basically reduce the hours of operating hours of our post offices without closing them. Because we understand that communities far and wide, especially when you get to the rural areas, the post office is a major part of the community. We have no doubt about that. We take a lot of pride in being that way. So we want to do everything we can to make sure it's still a viable business. It's still something you can depend on being there. It's still a center of some communities, give or take what kind of center that is. But we do want to work with the communities to make it as seamless as possible, as easy as possible, as convenient as possible, and still achieve some of the savings that we hope to get from postal. So what I'd like to do, any questions so far? This plan in and of itself, in case you want to ask, does not really solve the post office's financial concerns. There are still a number of them on the table. It's a small step in the right direction. Estimates savings nationwide about $500 million, okay, which is a pretty good chunk of change. You know, we're still a business that has to pay our bills, pay our landlords, pay the rents, put gas in our trucks, put paychecks in people's hands every 2 weeks. So we have to make it, the dollars that we do have remaining, we make it go as far as we can. So the post plan is kind of a reaction to that and a plan to still support a nationwide postal service throughout the country. So what I'd like to do is just go over some of the surveys. We sent out surveys to everybody. I'll give you the numbers, how many we sent out, how many respondents we had. In Highmount, any Highmount residents here? Okay, we sent out 119 surveys. Okay, number returned was 36. So roughly 25%, a little more maybe, not a bad number, okay? 28 of those 36, or 70%, support the realignment of hours, which is kind of what post plan is. The letter kind of spelled out what would be happening. Given the choices, that was kind of the majority, what the majority felt would be proper in this situation. There was 4 people talk about delivery option, which we can discuss a little bit. And 1 actually, one person actually selected a nearby post office option, which meant they would go to a nearby post office in the event Highmount wasn't there or something changed. And 3 folks had no real strong opinions one way or the other. No selection was made. So 119, 36 returned. Pine Hill residents, show of hands. All righty. We mailed out 159 surveys. We got 56 back, so roughly a third. Out of the 56 we got back, 51% of the realignment of hours. We talked about delivery, and 2 didn't feel too strongly one way or another. Last, but certainly not least, is Big Indian. Big Indian residents? Well, okay. 157 surveys mailed out, and 39 returned. Out of those 39, 34 supported realignment of hours. 2 talked about the village post office. 1 asked about delivery option. And 2, no selection was made. So based on those survey results, you know, it's kind of been going that way everywhere we go. And I guess the general feeling is that you can, you know, given the option, I know you choose 8 hours. But, you know, based on what we're looking at, you kind of support realignment as the next best option. Okay, a couple of things. When we talk about operating hours, operating hours is all when there's a person in the building to service all your needs, sell stamps, money orders, get your packages, pick up your mail. It's all there. Okay. The lobbies themselves will remain open at least 8 hours a day. So 4 hours manned, 4 hours unmanned. You'll still have access to your PO box. We will make some provisions to have pick up your packages as best we can in every facility, so that will remain open. So you won't be cut off from your services at all. Questions so far?
Wasn't there one option that the post office might be open 24 hours?